RTD gives a quarterly briefing, and marijuana regulations may be changing. Here's what happened this week on The Gavel, your weekly Denver City Council wrap-up. On Tuesday, the Land Use, Transportation, and Infrastructure Committee received a quarterly update from RTD, including a system optimization plan that identifies service changes to be implemented within the next 2 years. A mobility plan for the future that addresses long-term opportunities and constraints for RTD was also discussed. RTD identified workforce needs, transit demand and travel pattern changes, capital resource needs, and funding as important things to consider with the overall transportation vision.
What we're focused on with our presentation to you today is kind of where we are at from kind of a planning perspective and looking at service and kind of how we look at kind of a little bit longer term. We traditionally have our 3 times a year service change process, which is run by our service development group, and that's very focused on route by route adjustments. I think what we're talking about in this presentation is how we're looking over a longer term, how are we going to increase service, where are we at kind of in that perspective.
On Wednesday, the Business Arts, Workforce, Climate, and Aviation Services Committee sent to the full council a plan to update the regulations for marijuana licenses to align with state law.
The changes that are before you today are pretty minor and administrative in nature, but just a couple of things that as you know, the market has stabilized and operations within the industry have stabilized, a couple of improvements we're hoping and changes that we wanted to bring to you today.
Presented by the Department of Excise and Licenses, the proposed changes would improve customer service, ensure consistency with state law, and streamline avenues for neighborhood input. You can find links to City Council meetings, schedules, agendas, events, and news at denvergov.org/citycouncil. Denver City Council meets every Monday at 3:30 at the City and County Building Council Chambers, or tune in live on Denver 8 or Zoom. Be sure to follow us on X, Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram for Denver news, events, and information.